I'm looking at him like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Somebody ended up calling the cops. What's up guys, it's Cammy with the C. If you didn't see, now you see. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys subscribe and turn on the bell notification so that way you can catch me every time I upload a video or make a community post, because I've been hearing that nobody's really catching my uploads, like they're not getting notified about it. So make sure you turn on the bell notification and set it to all and not personal. Don't leave it on personal, okay? So I promise you, you're not even gonna catch all of my videos and all of my posts and stuff. And if you guys didn't already know, I do run a small business. It's called Cammie's Crafts. I sell scrunchies in 4 different sizes, custom watch bands, hair bows, keychains, and a bunch of candy stuff that I just made. So if any of that interests you guys, please feel free to check it out, because your girl is trying to make some coin and I have no other way to promote it except for this. So shameless promotion inserted here. Anyways, with that all being said, we're gonna go ahead and get right into the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So we're gonna be getting into how I got arrested and why I got arrested. This is the first and only time I've ever been arrested, and it was literally for some dumb shit. By the way, I am going to be pre-pooing my hair because I'm gonna get in the shower and I've been needed to wash my hair and I haven't done it. If you are not new to my channel and you've been here for a minute, you a real one, you will know that I think I threw the ball away, but I'll probably insert a picture or whatever from my video from like 2 years ago. But I used to use the Bella Curl coconut co-wash as a pre-poo, but now I use this. I'm gonna link it in my Amazon storefront. Then I also have water, clips. I have it in a bowl just to keep it all together. Gloves, because my fingernails, if you can't tell, are like chipping and breaking off. They do that when they get to a certain length. And then I also have this band-aid because I woke up the other day and the skin had came off on my finger. Don't know how, don't know why. It looked like it got scratched up, but I have no the fuck clue what actually happened. Oh shit, I had to get a comb too, so I should part my hair, so give me 1 second. All right, I got some comb. I ain't got no more shower caps either, so I'm using a plastic bag that I got from Joann's. Also, I do have a couple notes on my phone just from the very beginning of this situation and some backstory too. Anyways, I'm boring y'all and rambling. Let me just start this. Okay, so this all happened in like 2019. I think around the same time, as now, right now, like, I think, what is it? It's like the 28th, so I think it was in like June. It was like June of 2019 that all this shit happened, right? And at this time, we were living with my mom out in Kaufman County, because I live in Dallas County in Texas, currently. But we decided to move with my mom and live with her out there. And it was me and my mom, my older stepbrother, my dad and my sister, and of course Eric too. He was also there with us, right? And while we were living there, all of us had pretty much gotten jobs, so that way we could help my mom with the bills and stuff, because you know that's just how our family works. She asked us to help her pay for like groceries and stuff like that, and like the electric bill, but it wasn't like a, oh, you have to or you can't live here kind of thing. It wasn't like that. It was just a, you know, would you mind helping me kind of thing. And so all of us had jobs. At the time, I was working in fast food, obviously, because that seems like it's the only job I can ever get is something to do with fast food. And Eric was working at this fucking gas station. Wasn't too far from the house. Like, it was basically walking distance. They had him working shifts that weren't his, like covering other employee shifts because they didn't fucking show up. And they also had him working like overnight a lot. So a lot of the times, because we only had the one car, my mom's car, it was me and sometimes my older stepbrother and my sister. We would walk down there whenever his shift was over to go walk with him, and sometimes we would come down there during his shift too to just like keep him company and make sure like he was good and all that, because you know it's a gas station. We all be knowing some crazy shit be happening at gas stations, all right? So we had to make sure he was all right or whatever. If we didn't walk up there to go keep him company or whatever and make sure he was good, I was just waiting at home for him to call me or text me and be like, hey, you know, my shift is over, and then I just walk up there and walk him back home or whatever. This night, the night of the incident, that this happened, right? It was one of those nights that I was telling you where I didn't walk up there. I didn't walk up there to go keep him company because I was actually at home trying to braid my hair. I had this like, I think it was like a purple. It was like a purple lavender, I don't know. It was some type of purple hair, but it was that 54-inch African braiding hair. If you know, you know. And I was trying to do twists because I'd never done them before. I'd never gotten them done, and I'd never done them on myself before. So I figured, why not? Let me try my hand on it. And I probably had like, probably this front section is what I had left that I was working with. The rest of my hair, I had already gotten it done. The twists were not the best. I didn't even have the ends finished of that fucking hair because that shit was putting me through the fucking ringer, bro. Like if you've ever worked with that 54-inch African hair, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. That shit was not the easiest to work with. I think it was like my first time actually trying to do twists with it. I don't know why I thought I could do it with that hair. I should have just braided my hair and been done with it. But I was working on my hair and Eric I think he tried to text me, but then he called me because like he knew I was in the middle of doing my hair. When he left the house that morning or that afternoon, it was either the afternoon shift that he was working and then he got off early, or he was working in the morning and then he got off at the right time or whatever. But he had called me and was like, hey, you know, my shift is over and I'm trying to go smoke. And he was like, oh, before I get into this part, while we were down there, we had met this person. We're gonna call him B. I think he was within our age range. So like at the time, I was 21 and Eric was 20. So I think he was within our age range, and I don't remember how the hell we actually met this dude. I just know that every time we did happen to see him in passing or like chill with him, he was always riding his bike. It was probably at Eric's work. That's probably where we met him. But anyways, he was with him, right? The guy had came up there or whatever, and I guess he ended up being there like before his shift ended, and he was trying to smoke too. And at the time when we did smoke up there, we did smoke up there a few times. It was usually like in the middle of the fucking night during his overnight shifts. And there was only like one side of the whole building that didn't have a working camera. Or no, it wasn't that it didn't have a working camera. The camera just wasn't angled over there towards that side of the building. So you couldn't even see like what we were doing over there. So, but it was earlier. He wasn't working an overnight shift. It was like I know it was dark outside, but it was probably around daylight savings that this happened. So I want to say it was like 6:30, but it was pretty fucking dark out. And so while I'm on the phone with him, I'm just like, okay, well, where are we gonna smoke at though? Because, you know, like I said, it was getting pretty dark, but it wasn't like it was in the middle of the night where people wouldn't show up and everything. So I was kind of thinking, you know, where are we gonna smoke at and all this and that. And I was like, aren't there people up there and stuff? He was like, well, no, it's slow. And then I think I overheard him talking on the phone maybe or something like that. Or maybe it was whenever I got there, because I do remember leaving the house after I got off the phone with him. Sorry guys, this is gonna probably be all over the place. This is all coming off the top of my dome from what I can remember. I think I was walking up there, and the person that he had did the shift change in, you know, the next employee to come in, was like, oh, y'all can just go hotbox in my freaking truck, so y'all don't have to worry about it. And it was like a little 3-seater with probably like a 6x4 box bed in the back. It was probably like a 4-inch box bed, but yeah, it was a little 3-seater truck. Well, like a single cab 3-seater, that's what it was. We got into the car with 2 blunts, right? 2 blunts. At first I was kind of nervous because, like I said, I was worried about smoking out there and then smoking in somebody else's shit too. But I mean, since Eric said that they were cool with it, and he kind of knew the coworker, like he had worked there long enough to sort of get to know her, I was just like, all right, well, I guess. And then she seems kind of cool too, so whatever, right? We're in there freaking like chiefing it freaking up, and we done at this point we done smoked both blunts at this point, right? They were like, I shit you not, they were probably like that big, like this little space in between. They were probably that big by the time we were done with them, and I'm just sitting up there chilling, playing my game, enjoying the smoke. And it wasn't even a thick smoke in there. Y'all have experienced foggy days, you know, when it'd be kind of foggy in the day and stuff. It was looking like that. It was looking like that in the car, right? Actually, we weren't even done with the second one yet. We had just finished the first one, and it was starting to get that smoky, and we had started the other one. Like, it wasn't right afterwards. We waited probably like 5-10 minutes and then started the second one, right? In the middle of the second one, all three of us start noticing that it's getting busy in the parking lot. Like, I mean, people are showing up left and right. All the parking spaces were filled up next to us. And then there was people behind us too, and like the gas pumps and stuff getting gas. I'm not gonna lie, me and I think B, because I don't think Eric was super paranoid, but I think me and B were more paranoid than Eric, because we were just like, bro, there's people. Like, there's hella fucking people just showing up. And then Eric was just like, you know, it's cool, it's cool. Like, if we just, they're not gonna know what we're doing as long as we don't be tripping and stuff. Like, as long as we don't act like we're doing shit we're not supposed to in the fucking car. So, like I said, I'm chilling, still playing my game on my phone, right? Like, I'm telling you, I could tell you the game that I was playing, it was called Block Hexa. I remember that shit perfectly. Because I was trying to chill myself out so I wouldn't be all paranoid and shit, so I could just act fucking cool, whatever. We've gotten to the end of it. That little bitty this much, like I was telling you, little bitty that much. Got to the end of that. It was probably a little bit bigger. It's probably like yay big, right? We get to that much of it left. And it's still smoky in the car because it's a hot box. That's how a hot box works. Tell me why B is coughing, right? Like, he's coughing his ass off. Normal, right? If you ain't choking, you ain't smoking, you know? That's what we all say. This video is probably going to get restricted as fuck because of everything that I'm saying. But who cares? He's coughing or whatever. Everything's, and I'm thinking, dang, this fool over here like dying, like is he all right? And then I shit you not, like not 5 or 10 minutes later, this man goes,
guys, I can't breathe.
He was like,
it's like too much in here, guys, I can't freaking breathe.
And me and Eric are looking at him like, I'm looking at him like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like, I was just shaking my head. I wasn't even really saying anything, and then Eric was like,
nah, bro, chill, you're fine, like, you're fine. Just, I know it's a lot of smoke in here, but it'll be fine.
And he's still tripping out, saying like he can't breathe, like he's having trouble breathing. And so we were just like, fuck, because like I said, we're in a 3-seater hotboxing it. We only have the 2 windows, and I was sitting on the driver's side and B was sitting on the passenger side, and Eric's right in the middle, and we only have those 2 windows. So I'm thinking in my head, I hope this man does not open the fucking window. And so I think at this point Eric was like,
well, just crack the window a little bit so that way you don't let all the fucking smoke out, so that way you can breathe, you know?
So you try to get some fresh air in, and we can slowly let everything out. Because like I said, by this point we had gotten to that little bit and we were done with it. This man, so as he's saying, like, and like I said, I think this is what happened. I'm pretty sure this is what happened. As he's saying, like, you know, after he was saying you could crack it just a little bit, but just wait a second, because we had just finished and there was still, the smoke was still just like hanging heavy in the car. The window was a manual window. You had to manually roll it down. So instead of just cracking it slightly, this nigga opens the whole, like, the window halfway, and all the smoke just out the fucking car. And me and Eric start tripping. I was like, why would you fucking open the window? And Eric was like,
bro, close the fucking window, what are you doing?
So he rolls the fucking, so like, I don't even think he rolled the window back up. I think he left the window open. We were just like, bro, what are you doing? He was like,
I'm so sorry, I just couldn't breathe. Like, I just needed some fresh air.
Like, me and Eric were just sitting there like, nigga, there's a lot of fucking people around us, bruh. Like, there's a lot of people around us, and you just open the fucking window. Like, they're not gonna say anything, like they're not gonna snitch. So I'm just sitting there at this point. I'm sitting there because I'm playing my game, because I was just like, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. Like, mind you, my face doesn't look like I'm freaking out, because obviously I'm high. Like, my face probably looked like this right now. But I was fucking tripping out of my head while we're trying to, I guess, compose ourselves, and while B is trying to fucking catch his damn breath, somebody ended up calling the cops. And like, and the reason I knew this, besides the cops showing up, is because I remember telling Eric, like, sometime after B opened the window, I was telling Eric that, like, hey, I see somebody, like, because I'm looking around and still trying to see if anybody else noticed that, and I was like, hey, I think somebody in their truck is on the phone. But like, Eric was like,
they could be talking to somebody else.
Because I was thinking they called the cops. I was thinking they did. I thought they were going to. And he was like,
well, you don't know that, like, he probably could be calling somebody else.
I mean, that was another thought I had in my head, but immediately the first thing that flew in wasn't that, oh, you know, he's probably talking to like family member or somebody else he knows. No. The first thing that came in was that dude's calling the cops. He's calling the fucking cops. Eric's trying to reassure me and saying, no, he's calling somebody else. Like, we'll be fine. Not have to worry about anything, right? So I'm just like, okay. I mean, I guess, but I'm still looking at the dude, right? And then nothing happened for a while. So I was like, all right, well, I guess we're okay. Now back to the part when when I told you B opened the window and he's hacking and coughing and shit, trying to catch his breath and everything. A few minutes later, probably like 3 to 5 minutes later, fucking cop, and I didn't physically see the cop. I just saw his flashlight shine in the passenger side window out of my peripheral vision. So he walks up to the side of the door, and I can't remember if it was Eric or B, but one of them said, oh shit. And he was like, oh shit, because basically the cop snuck up on them. And so he's talking with them and like flashing the light and stuff. My no shit having ass, I know I ain't shit, I was still playing Block Hexa, like that game. I'll probably put like a little whatever that I was still playing this game while the cop was talking to them on the passenger side, right? Then another one comes walk up the driver's side where I am, and like he's trying to like ask me questions. He's like,
is this your car? Like, what are you guys doing? What's going on?
I'm not answering him at all. Like I'm giving him like short, sweet, to the point. Yes, no, like yes sir, no sir, nah, we're good. He's asking me these questions and I'm still playing the game, like not even directly looking at him. He's just shining the light on my shit, and stupid as fuck, but I was thinking, well, now I can see a little better on my game. But I know why I wasn't answering him, because like I said, I'm high, okay, and I'm paranoid because I already don't like cops. And don't assume that it's because I'm black. No, it is not that. It's literally because all the things that I've seen on TV and YouTube, like all the reality shits, or like World Star, where people are getting arrested for the dumbest fucking shit and getting manhandled. And this is while I was like 12, 13, I'm seeing this stuff. So obviously I'm pretty fucking paranoid, because I don't know what this man's finna do, and we're in a place that I don't fucking know. Like we're in a whole new county and city, so I don't know what the hell they finna do or how they're gonna react. So dude was talking to me, asking me questions and stuff, and I'm sitting there playing my game because I'm trying to keep cool and not show how paranoid I actually was and how scared I actually was, because I was like, bruh, I don't know what's gonna happen. I ain't never been to jail. What am I gonna do? And then I did the fucking dumbest thing. So like, you know how when you do certain little things that you do, like little body movements that you do, are out of comfort or out of nervousness and stuff, right? In an attempt to comfort myself, and I do this all the time, like not even thinking about it nonchalant, I took my hand and put it in between my legs, and not just once, not twice, like 3-4 times. I was just putting my hand in between my legs, rubbing myself and trying to comfort myself, because I was tripping, right? This man tells us, the freaking cop on my side tells me to step out the fucking car because I was doing that, and I was like, oh my god. And like they had already gotten the cop on the passenger side had already gotten Eric and B out the car, and I'm seeing them like in the rear view, like he's being talked to by them and everything. Mind you, there was like 3 SUVs that showed up. I don't even know why, because it was only there was only 3 of us, so like at most 2 of them could have showed up, but no, they had 3 of them. I was like, what did y'all say, that we were smoking or something in the car? I don't know if I should have said that. You think we was doing H in the car? There we go. If y'all don't know that slang for that, then like good, because that means you're not a druggie, so you don't. But I was just like, you thought we was doing H or some crystals in the car? Like, why did we need 3 of them? Right? But anyways, he takes me out the freaking car, has me empty out my pockets and everything, and they're doing the fucking thing that cops do, where it's just like,
where's the rest of it at?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What do you mean the rest of it? Like, me and Eric and B are telling you that these 2 little doobies, the 2 blunts that turned into doobies, I said, we all said that was all we had, because it's literally all we had. We literally only took what we were going to smoke, and that's it. We weren't dumb. We were just like, nah, bro, I'm not gonna do that. They did not believe us. Even to the point where like Eric was telling him, it is all mine. Like, she has nothing to do with it. It's all mine, you know, it's all mine. We're both standing like pretty close next to each other, like this and this, with the 2 different cops talking to us. And the cop that was talking to me was telling Eric that
if she has any in her pants, or like if she has any more on her, we're going to take you both. If you're lying to me and we get there and we find out you have any, we're taking both of you, and it's going to be an extra charge.
I was like, sir, why? I was like, what? I was like, we don't have any more. I was like, sir, what, you could check the whole car. I was like, that car's not even ours. The whole time I'm like, this car's not even ours. What are you doing? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Like, where's the rest of it? We only had this much. And we were telling them. It was like they weren't listening. It's like everything was going one in through one ear and out the other. We was just like, we ain't had no shit. Like, cause I'm getting down and serious with them. I was like, dude, we just have some loud shit. I was like, that's just really it. It's just some cat piss. That's basically what it is. But I guess they just wasn't used to that cat piss, so that's why they kept assuming that we had some, right? And then as we're going through all of that and telling the one cop that we ain't got shit, I don't have shit, I was just nervous, yada yada yada, B is behind us tweaking the fuck out. I mean, he was like acting like he had like heart palpitations and all types of shit like behind us, and I'm like, what the hell? And so the cop that was talking to him, because there was like, I think there was like 2 cops to the SUV. So one of the cops I was talking to, B, came over to us and was like,
do you know this person? Like, do you know what's going on with him?
Yada yada. I was like, nah. We were both just like, nah, bro. We just met him like, what, a month or 2 ago? We were just like, we don't really know him like that. We don't know what he got going on. Cause like he was tweaking us like he was on something, and they were like,
well, did he take anything before he like met up with y'all? Do you know if he didn't?
And we were just like, no. We were just like, literally, we met up with him like here, like we did not see him until we were here at this place, you know, like what the hell? Because like I said, he was tweaking out hard, and so we were just like, I was just like, I swear he looked like he was fine when we met him. He didn't start doing all this till y'all showed up. They ended up having to bring a whole ambulance up because, like I said, he was tweaking pretty bad. They ended up bringing an ambulance up there. He left in the ambulance, and we ended up getting put in the fucking cop car. Because as I said, these cops, they were not trying to take our word for it that we literally didn't have anything else. And I am pretty sure that the reason they did that was because, like I said, I fucked up, was trying to comfort myself and kept putting my hands between my legs. So they dead ass thought that I was like hiding that shit up in there. And I was like, I don't know what type of mafia cartel people y'all be dealing with, but I'm not the one. So we freaking got put in the car. I get handcuffed. I'm freaking upset. So they freaking take us to they took us to the city jail first and got us all booked in or whatever. I can't remember if Eric was in a cell by himself, but I know I was in a little holding cell or whatever by myself. I think they gave me this fucking, I sat there, I went and freaking laid there for a minute, and then I got a chance to make a phone call. So I ended up calling my mom, and like she got fucking mad at me because I was saying like, mama, you know what we were doing. Bro, I'm fucking dumb. I really am. I was dumb in this whole situation because I'm telling my mom over the phone, like, you know exactly what we were doing, you know where we were, like I'm not gonna tell you over the phone what we're doing because like I know they're listening to the phone calls, right? And she gets mad because I did not realize that I was basically trying to implicate her in the whole situation. I was just trying to find a way to tell her what we were doing without telling her what we were doing, so the cops weren't listening, so they didn't know, right? I was on some dumb shit. I really was. So like I told her we went to jail, and I told her we were both in there or whatever, and she was like, I don't know what I could do, you know, basically saying she didn't know what she could do right then and there, but she would try to help me and figure something out. So I stayed there for the one night up until the next day. That morning they freaking gave me a like one of them little like Jimmy Dean sausage biscuit things, but that fucker was hot as hell. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was like they gave it to me straight out the fucking microwave after putting it in there for like 15 minutes or something. That shit was hot. I ate it though. Ooh, and I'll tell you right now too, when I got booked in at the city jail, I did not shed a fucking tear until I called my mama. I am proud of that too. I shed not a single fucking tear until she called her. The cop that took me to the phone, he was decent. He brought me little tissues and everything when he saw me trying not to cry, because I kept looking at him. I was just like, bro, I'm not trying to cry in front of this cop because he's gonna make fun of me. I know that's how that works. He gonna fucking make fun of me. But he actually ended up bringing me tissues, so I was like, all right, I guess, whatever. Bro, they even like, before, like as I'm doing the booking process, they were even like trying to, I don't know, I guess like make fun of me or some shit like that, because I walked in this whole situation, right? In the beginning of this fucking story, I had walked, before I tell you the part about why they were making fun of me, let me give you a fucking disclaimer. I hate shoes. I really do. I hate wearing shoes if I don't have to wear them. At home, I don't really wear shoes unless there's an issue, like if there's some stuff on the floor, like little crumbs or stuff like that, I will wear shoes. But other than that, like on carpet, I'm not wearing shoes. Like if I come over to my friend's house and they have like carpet and shit, I'm not wearing shoes in your house. Like, I hope you know that. I'm gonna be polite and ask you and make sure you're good, but I'm not wearing no shoes. And I don't like socks either. It just makes my feet feel trapped. Like I always, for a good part of my life, well, really for most of my life, I've always gone with no shoes. Like obviously I could go to the school and stores and certain places like that, I will fucking wear shoes because I have to wear shoes. But if I do not have to, I'm not going to. That's just that. So in the beginning of the story, when I was walking up to go meet him at his work, I had no shoes. I had walked with no shoes on at all, barefoot as fuck, whole nine. So when I got there into the place and they're like having me take off my piercings and trying to like do their little notes or whatever of my piercings, which fuck the lady who was booking and writing all that stuff in, because how the fuck did you not know the tongue ring that I was wearing at the time was supposed to be a dragon eye? She was talking about some fucking Rasta ball, some Rastafari sheets, and I was like, are you fucking, I was like, this dead ass looks like an eyeball to me. I don't know why you don't think it looks like an eyeball, but whatever. But they were literally making fun of me for coming up, for being in there with no shoes, and I was just like, dude, I had to explain to every single cop that talked to me that I do not like shoes. Like, I just don't. And they were like, well, we're gonna have to get you shoes because you're gonna have to wear shoes here because it's nasty here and da-da-da-da. Which I totally understand. The jails are fucking nasty. They don't even keep them hoes. They don't keep them hoes clean at all. They don't even bother. They don't bother doing the cells either. They don't do none of that shit. That was like the nastiest place that I went to. And this happened while I was in the friggin', yeah, this happened while I was in the city jail. And then they also did the same thing when I was in the county jail when I was in the county jail too, because I also didn't have shoes then. Because they didn't give me shoes whenever, before they did the whole transfer. I didn't have, when I was in the city jail, I didn't have to like change my clothes or nothing like that, but I also didn't have shoes there. So not only did I get made fun of at the city jail for not having shoes, as soon the next day, that morning, when they transferred me to the fucking county jail, they also made fun of me there too. And I was like, y'all just a bunch of bitches, man. But they did transfer me and Eric together in like the same truck. It was like me, him, 3 other dudes. And the way they had it set up in the truck, obviously there's like the cage in there and everything. They had me sitting on one part of the cage, and then they had them sitting on the other side, because there was like a wall that was separating inside the cage. And so like I was the only female in there, and we're just like talking to each other through the bars and shit, and boy was it fucking hot in that truck. Like they had little fans that were pointing, but they weren't doing shit. Like it was still so fucking hot, and we were even telling them like we were fucking hot and stuff, and they, of course, they're fucking cops, they ain't gonna do shit. I mean, and the county jail is literally in the middle of nowhere. Like quite literally in the middle. There's no other buildings or nothing around it. It's just one big piece of land with the county jail on it. And I was like, what the when I finally got out at the end of this, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, where the fuck are we? Like I said, I was in the cell by myself. They gave me the little fucking sausage biscuit thing or whatever to eat that was hot as fuck. They put us in the damn transfer vehicle, and like I said, I was on one side of the cage by myself, and then the men were on the other side of the cage, and we're getting transferred. We ended up picking up somebody, it started off with three men in the car, and then we picked up somebody. That's what it was. And then we finally get to the county jail or whatever. I'm going through the booking process and all that. That was when I ended up taking off my piercings and all that. It wasn't at the city jail, it was at the county jail that I did that. I do the fucking works, the whole squat cough, changing of the clothes, which I felt so freaking tiny because they had to try to find like the smallest set of clothing that they could, and it ended up being like, I think I wore like a medium at the top and like just like a big pair of pants at the bottom. I don't remember what size they were, but I knew they weren't my size. I told the lady like I'd be more comfortable if it was a little bit baggy. Also, this entire time when I was telling you in the beginning that I had that one section on my hair done, it stayed that way. Like I took and wrapped, at the time I had put my hair up in a ponytail, and I put the undone hair in a ponytail and had wrapped the rest of the twists and stuff in a bun on the top of my head so that way it would cover what I hadn't done. Yeah, it was still like that. And then they took the ponytail holder, and then when they took my mugshot, I literally had like, it was terrible. Like I wish I had taken a screenshot at the time of my mugshot, but yeah, it was bad. Whole side of the head was just fucked off and like scraggly and shit, and then you had like half done twists on this side, and it's like a long knot of fucking purple at the end because like I said, the ends weren't done. I didn't twist the ends at all. But anyways, we get to the county jail, and I do the booking process or whatever, and I'm like dragging my little mat and the fucking shitty wool blanket that looks like the inside of a fucking mattress, carrying it to my fucking cell. I think I was in a room with, I think it was 6 of us in total, because including me, and one of the girls was pregnant. I don't even know how the hell she ended up in there. There was this poor guy who was like going through fucking H withdrawals, I believe, and he was just like every 5 minutes he was just screaming bloody murder, and I was just like, oh my god, he must be in a lot of fucking pain. I personally don't know that pain, but just from what I see with certain movies and TV shows that I watch, and like certain experiences that have been told to me, that shit looks painful. It looks and it sounds painful. So I knew that man was in pain, but at the time I was also annoyed because I was like, god damn, why you gotta be screaming every time? I also did not really sleep. Like I slept to pass the time when I was in the city jail, but in the county jail I didn't really go to sleep because I was nervous and I was scared, and I ended up actually, I was there all day too. I didn't get released until probably like 7, 8 o'clock that night, right? The night on the second day when I was at the county jail. I think I got released at like 7, 8 o'clock, something like that. You know, they did bring in our food at one point, and I ate what I wanted to. I had already been told a lot about jail food. I tried just the tiniest bit, and it was alright. I'm not gonna lie, it was okay. It wasn't like what my mom would make. It was like, what do they call them hoes? Because it looked like Salisbury steak, but it wasn't Salisbury steak. It looked kind of like that goddamn mystery meat patty that we used to get in school. Y'all know I know y'all know what I'm talking about. It used to come just the meat by itself, and then you would get your little mashed potatoes and whatnot, and your little milks and your little bread, and then you'd be good. Well, they basically gave us the same thing in there. The taste is so much different than when you get it at school. But they gave us that, vegetables, a fucking slice of bread, and the little fucking, they were like the grandma's cookies that you get, not like the actual whole cookie, but the little packet of 6. It was like that. They gave us that. I didn't eat the cookies. I ate the Salisbury steak, the bread, and I did my little, and I ate the fucking mixed vegetables. I ate those too. We had got a little reusable spoon, spork. It was a spork, yeah. We got a spork in this fucking plastic cup, which literally made me want to just like if we actually had bars, because this cell did not have, it was just a door that automatically locked and stuff, but it gave me the vibes of like clinking the cup on the bars. They gave us that cup and then like a little packet of fucking like, I guess it was supposed to be like grape juice or something, but I'm not even gonna lie, I felt disrespected as fuck. So I was like, why grape juice? Of all the things you had to give me, grape juice? Like, I fucking hate grape juice. I hate artificial grape flavor. I do. I hate it with a fucking passion. So at that point I was pissed, and it tasted terrible. It tasted like the fucking Flintstone vitamins, but not the gummy ones, the fucking hard pill shit. Like, it tasted exactly like that, and I was like, why? Like, specifically the grape one. And I was just like, someone fucking end me now. But the ladies that I was in the cell with, they were pretty nice. I will say that. They weren't rude or anything. Like, even, like, the only reason I even knew one of them, the guy that was screaming bloody murder every 5 minutes, the only reason I knew what was up with him was because one of the ladies knew him and was explaining to me, like, what his issue was. Because I'm not gonna lie, it was scaring me at one point. It was scary and annoying me. But they were actually talking to me and stuff, and like they were talking to me and trying to, like, I guess keep me from freaking out. I had heard why everybody else was in there, but when they asked why I was in there, because, you know, look at me, I don't look like somebody who would be doing shit like that and been to jail. Like, I was telling them, like, this was my first time like ever getting arrested, and they were just like, well, what the fuck are you in here for? And I tell them the whole situation, and even they were mad. Like, every time I tell the story, the person who I'm telling the story to gets lad, really? They get mad, and they're just like, that was some stupid shit. They could have just gave you a ticket and let you go, but they didn't. I did end up laying down for a little bit. I didn't really go to sleep, but I was laying there as if I would. They called me out so that way I could, I think make another phone call. I was able to write down like the phone numbers that I wanted them to call and everything. So I had already called my mom at the city jail. I remember telling her that they they were talking about transferring me the next day. So I tried calling her again. I don't think she answered. So I ended up calling my grandma. I think she answered like the second time I tried to call her. I didn't take my mugshot actually until I even got to the until I actually got to the city jail, or the city jail, until I got to the county jail. That was when I ended up taking my mugshot and everything. Did my fingerprints and all that fucking jazz. And then I ended up going back to my cell again. Eric ended up actually getting out before me. His mom and dad had helped bail him out, and I think he got out like a couple hours before I did. His parents is G, okay, because they did not have to get me out. They really didn't, and I still appreciate that shit to this day. They did not have to help my mom get me out, but they did. They got me out, and then we spent I don't know how many months like making fucking tiny little payments on this fucking bullshit, because it was like an $800 like, what is it, fine? Like however they categorize it, it was like $800 I had to fucking pay them. I kept getting so mad because every time we had to come down to the county to go pay our stuff, like to go make our payments and everything, basically the way that we had to do this was we had to go take and get cash first, and like exact cash, because they don't give change. They don't give change, and it doesn't go, and it didn't go towards the next payment that you made. They just took that shit. So it was just like, wow, okay. So we had to go get exact change and then drive all the way up there, which was like an hour drive or so, to go get to the courthouse, get to the county courthouse. It was also hot as hell because at the time, because after the fact, I had finally gotten a car, but the car had no AC. The car had a lot of fucking problems. It was, Bertha was old as fuck. That's what I used to call her. I used to call her Big Bertha. But I was having to drive an hour out in that car in the fucking heat with no AC. So it was hot as hell every fucking time, and there was never any fucking parking. Like I can't tell you how many times I had to drive circles around the entire fucking courthouse because there was no parking spaces. I had to wait for somebody to come out of a parking space so that way I can get in there and make our payments and shit. The biggest and craziest thing about all of this is that B never got fucking arrested. Like as far as we knew, that nigga did not go to jail, because I remember seeing him out, and we were just like, what the actual fuck? Like we were so mad at him. In our heads we were thinking none of that shit would have happened if that nigga hadn't opened the fucking window. Like dead ass, if he had never opened the fucking window, we probably could have got away with it. After that shit, we were very careful about who the hell we hung out with, because that dude was just off, and we never talked to him again. And yeah, oh, and then the job that I had at the time damn near tried to fire me. I had to call them the day that I got released, because I was like, dude, I've been in jail. I was like, don't fire me because I've been in jail for this and this and that. And thank God the manager at the time was somebody who had been to prison before and had been through these types of situations. So he was actually a lot lenient. Like he was very understanding, more understanding than most managers would have been about the situation. Yeah, B never got, as far as we know, B never got fucking anything done to him except taken to the fucking hospital to make sure he was all right. And then yeah, we spent like, that counted as like 2 days in jail. 2 fucking days. And over some fucking doobies. That shit made me so mad, because I know for a fact it is their discretion to either give us a ticket or take us in. And I'm sorry, that man could have just simply given us a ticket and we'd been gone about our day. But I really feel like they took us in because they're not used to that loud shit. So it's to them, they were just like, oh well, they must have more because it still smells pretty dank. And on top of that, like I said, they brought 3 different SUVs, so there was no way they were just gonna let us the fuck go. The charge fucking says like possession under less than or under 2 ounces or an ounce or something, but it wasn't. It was way under that. Probably was like half a gram together, and probably not even that, my friend. Like it wasn't even a gram. And the whole time Eric was really dead ass trying to convince them to not fucking take me because he didn't want me to have to go through that. Now I'm finally done. This is gonna be sitting for like 30 minutes to an hour maybe, and then I'm gonna go shower. That was pretty much that's pretty much the story of how I got arrested for 2 fucking microscopic doobies. Sat in jail for 2 days because of that shit, because of that dumbass shit. Let me know if you guys have ever experienced some dumb arresting shit like that in the comments down below. Like I said in the beginning, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, so that way YouTube pushes my videos so people can actually find me. Don't forget to turn on them post notifications so that way you can catch whenever I do an upload or a community post. I'm really sorry this story was all over the place, but I do hope you guys enjoyed it. And do not forget to go check out my business. I'm gonna have it linked in the description. The stuff that I use today is gonna be in my Amazon storefront. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.